I'm Paul,
Steve.
and this is Check Your Shelf. All right, this is going to be a book haul video because for a while now, Steve and I have been hoarding books and not had the chance to sit down and do one. And I have quite a few. I know Steve's got some. But before we get too far into what we found out in the wild, we have something we want to show off first.
The good folks at the Robert E. Howard Foundation Press, thank you, Ishmael. Thank you, John. Sent us a copy of Fists of Iron Volume 2, which is the Sailor Steve Costigan stories with these beautiful wraparound.
Yeah.
What the? So thank you, Ishmael. Thank you, John, at the Robert E. Howard Press Foundation for this lovely. This cover was worth the wait. Mark Wheatley paints these covers. He does it
Yes.
out of the goodness of his heart in between other stuff that he does.
Yep.
So thank you to Mark Wheatley for that. This is kind of how I pictured it. This is from, there's a damsel in distress and all this stuff. I think this is from Waterfront Fists. There's Mike, there's Sailor Steve. He's way beefier than I pictured him.
He's got that Popeye thing going on.
Yes, he does. And he's very angry. So thank you for sending this. We're gonna have John on to talk more about Sailor Steve and the other volumes. I also have the volume 1, which is a lot of non-Sailor Steve ones.
Yeah.
It also has a lot of great. We've talked about this one in depth before, but this has a lot of great stories as well. Plus a bunch of poems.
Oh yeah, his boxing poems.
Robert E. Howard liked to write poems, Bob. You probably knew that.
He's kind of famous for it.
Yeah. It's Fists of Iron, Bob. Nobody does that as well as MKV, so
no.
So yeah, pick yourself up a copy. These are available for order at the REH Foundation.
I'll put a link down below for their website and the channel. So
there's a bunch of other good stuff on there too, by the way. It's not just boxing. But we're gonna reach out. Not Brian, the other guy, Nick. We're gonna be getting a hold of you soon because we'd love to have you on with us. This is public coercion. Now that it's been publicly, you've been publicly invited to come on with us and John to talk about fighting.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so a while back, I received a good chunk of books from Brian from Bad Taste Books. I'll link him down below. He wasn't sure what to send me, or so he said. And then he sent me stuff like this, and I'm going to run through them a little bit rapidly. But he sent me a handful of nurse novels. Now, I've already reviewed Resident Nurse. It's the video is somewhere in our past, so I'm just going to show off the ones that he got me. But this is Resident Nurse.
Nice.
This is Challenge for Nurse Laurel. I'm not sure what the challenge is because I haven't even read the back of it yet.
Saving lives.
But it's also it's an easy eye, so I'll probably read it. My eyes are lazy. Nurse Lister's Millstone. This is like some soap opera stuff right here. But so I'm not even gonna say who wrote these because chances are that's not who they really are. But like I know Brian knows. Brian has already forgotten more about nurse novels than I'll ever learn.
So nobody ever writes a nurse novel and uses their own name.
A lot of them are men, I'm told. This is unfortunately this isn't as naughty as it sounds, but Nurse K's Conquest.
One's got a millstone, the other one's got a conquest. Got it.
Yeah, nice little black. I love the black and white rendering on the back of her. Okay, And then he sent me some other stuff too. He sent me some episode 7 of Blade. This was all the rage back in the 80s. These kind of like vigilante type, action adventure novels. I've never read an issue of episode of Blade, but I'll probably have to read this one since he was nice enough to send it to me. Sagittarius by Ray Russell. I like this cover. This is great. I'll bring it in close. Look at that. Again,
have to do with
I don't know if it's any good, but it's just the right size for me, so I'll give it a shot. And then lastly, he sent me this book called Wayfarer. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest sci-fi guy, but I'll crack open a sci-fi book once in a while and check it out. I have no idea if this is any good. This is by Dennis Schmidt, so it's efficient. So, but whether it's any good or not, we'll find out.
It's efficient.
Oh yeah, this is cool too. The Ray Russell, he just went ahead and said, "You know what? Put my whole ass head on the back of the book."
All right, this is pretty random stuff here, but I'm going to start with the most exciting one. I walked into a Goodwill the other day, and you guys know me. This is me at Goodwill. That's after I've looked at all the tops of all the books to see if any have that.
We got this.
Where they all went. The text block thing. The color on the text block. Where do all my books go?
Yes.
Oh,
where'd all my books go from my BookTube channel?
Yeah, the text block. So I saw, this was Half Price Books. I spotted this at Half Price Books. But, also I'll spot them at Goodwill. But after I've done that, then it's like reading. And if I see an author I know, I get it. Right? And so I saw an author I knew by the name of Richard Matheson. And I was like, well, I'm getting it. It's 99 cents.
Yeah.
99 cents at Goodwill. And it's the Goodwill where it's 99. And somewhere else it had been $5.99.
Mm-hmm.
And yet somewhere else it was $17 in the US. So
yeah,
this is from 2017-ish, I think. But anyway, I picked it up and, I did what I always do. And 2017. I took a picture of it and said 99 cents at Goodwill. And it's got some great ones in there. It's got Prey, for example. Mm-hmm. It's got Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
Mm-hmm.
And Duel.
It's got Duel in it too. Yeah.
Yes, it's got Duel. So it's got a lot of good stuff in it. And so I now own it, right? And I thought, and then Paul sends me a message back and says, "Dude, that's like the Holy Grail." I'm like,
that's a Grail book right there.
The Penguin Classic, it's not in the best shape. I mean, it's definitely been read a few times, and it's got the little penguin on it. But I was like proud of myself.
You know what kind of shape it is, though?
Readable.
99 cents.
99 cent shape.
And readable.
Yeah. And I can read it without worrying about it, right? I want to read it. I don't care about cracking the spine. It's already been cracked. So, But I didn't know just how valuable this book was, because the next morning Paul sends me a note and says, "Bruh, go watch MKV's latest video." And I'm like, "Uh-oh, what is it this time?" I flip it on, and I kid you not, the morning after I find this, MKV's like, "We're going to talk about this book today. Robert Matheson's The Best of Richard Matheson Penguin Classic." And he goes through the whole thing, and I'm like, there's a glitch in the Matrix. What the hell, man? Anyway, I was very proud that I spotted this, bought it. MKV talked about it the next day. So
yeah, there's some good stories in there you should do for Horror Mayhem. Just saying.
Oh, good idea. We'll pick a few out of here. Maybe Duel. Well, we've done Duel before, though, haven't we? You did. You read it. No such thing as a vampire.
I've read it, but we didn't talk about it. We read 20,000 fathoms, 20,000 feet.
25,000 fathoms above the where there's a will, written by Richard Christensen Matheson. Oh yeah, I'll read a few of these. Then here's one I found. I can't remember how long ago, but I found this probably at Half Price Books or no. I bought this on eBay. This is David Wong. John Dies at the End. David Wong, of course, is a pseudonym for Jason K. Pargin. And this has the now a major motion picture. So this is obviously not a first printing. This is a fabulous book by one of my favorite authors. But I never had a physical copy. I read it on Kindle. I listened to it on Audible. Never had a physical. So I ordered this off of eBay just so I could have it. And then when you know it, a few weeks ago, he's got a new book coming out this fall. It's in the... It's a new installment in I can't remember. Anyway, I've already pre-ordered it because if you pre-order from him, you get a signed copy.
Oh, nice.
And so I pre-ordered it, but then I found out he's also going to sign copies, hardcover editions of John Dies at the End. And so I'm going to get a signed copy of John Dies at the End. So I'll have two of these.
Nice.
I'll show that off when it comes. It's supposed to be November or sometime.
During No Event November, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that could be for No Event November. And then here's another one that I can't remember where I got it, either at Half Price Books or Goodwill, but it's probably not Goodwill because I don't see the sticker on it. But I grabbed this somewhere. Maybe you gave this to me.
That wasn't me. You found that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my collector edition here of the complete, all three whatevers with the gold text block and the cut that. So I keep that around. I'm not going to read this. Are you kidding me?
You know how much I paid for this?
Yeah. Somebody got it for me for where does it come? Somebody got it for me for a holiday. So it's like books always work. The collectible versions of books. So
it was Flag Day. They got to wait for Flag Day.
Flag Day. It was for May the 4th.
Okay, so what I've got here is a chunk of just random stuff I found from Goodwills and thrift shops that I haven't shown off yet. So I thought I'd just show them all at once. And some of them I might move quickly through. Others I might jibber jabber for a minute. But these first two books here, Mark from Return to the Son of the Show and I are working on a new series of videos that'll be coming out soon. I'll put the channel down below. But I needed some props for the table. And immediately after we started talking about this idea about all the weird supernatural and bizarre stuff that we used to believe when we were kids, I went to a Goodwill and I found the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
And this is a genuine artifact. I found this hardback on Bigfoot.
Nice.
And the beauty of this one is, man, this is the genuine article because it still has the library, sleeve in the back, and it came out in like 75, right smack in the middle of the Bigfoot mania. You kids think Bigfoot's big now and Sasquatch is big now. When we were a kid, help! When we were kids, we thought he was outside of our window.
Speaking of Jason K. Pargin, he co-hosts a podcast where they do a watch-along sort of podcast with Mountain Monsters, which is on, I think, HBO Max, maybe. I forget what it's on, but we started watching it. It is, I don't even know what to make of it. We might have to do a Return of the Son of the Show on this frickin' TV show. It's
okay. I'm done.
I don't even know what to think of it, but it has Bigfoot.
You mentioned it. I looked at the thumbnail and I went, maybe I might check it out some other time.
Yeah.
But okay, I found this. Speaking of Richard Matheson, right? So I'm at the Goodwill and I come across this Matheson book that came out in the 2000s. It's called Hunted Past Reason. And I pull it off the shelf because the first thing I see, of course, is his name. And I'm going through it. I'm like, I wonder what it's about. I'm like, so what does it matter? So It's Richard Matheson. Throw it in the cart.
Dude can write.
Mm-hmm. Going along with my reading stuff that I don't normally read, like I've talked about in the past, and my recent burgeoning obsession, I picked up a copy of Call of the Wild from Jack London. Read this in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like it in high school because if it didn't have a monster in it, I didn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I got this. I picked up this. This one's going out to Nick from Return of the Son of the Show, but I found a Columbo TV series tie-in novel. So I'm like, I didn't even know these were a thing. And this is the glitter murder, and I just, man, this was I didn't hesitate. Into the cart it went.
Is that a novelization of a TV drama, a TV crime drama?
No, I think it's an original because they did it a lot. They'll have like ongoing stories of the characters, you know. And I think, cause I don't think, and I'm not the biggest Columbo aficionado, so I couldn't tell you 100% certainty, but I'm pretty sure it was like an offshoot story from it, you know.
Yeah.
And I got this one, Cat's Eye by Andre Norton, because that cover is amazing. I don't know how close or good I can make it, but the reason why I put this thing in my cart, it has a endorsement blurb on the front. Ready? Admirably conceived and written, should fascinate young and old readers. And the blurb is by H.H. Holmes, and I'm like, wait, what? Isn't that the serial killer from the 1800s? So I sent it to Nick, and Nick's like, hey, from Book Grave, like, hey, just because he had a proclivity for serial killing, doesn't mean he didn't like to review books.
Be good at two things.
Yeah, so we cooked up a whole story about how he stole H.G. Wells' time machine, traveled to the 70s, and became a book critic. But he kept his name. Well, I know H.H. Holmes is a pseudonym, but he kept his name so that he could easily access his bank account when he needed it. But yeah, Cat's Eye, Andre Norton. I'll probably read it because it's my favorite size.
Is he related to Larry Holmes? Are his brother Mobile Holmes?
Listen, definitely not Sherlock Holmes.
John Holmes.
Okay, continuing. My Goodwill hunt. Okay, they're not books. Yes, they're not Paul's book. They're not books, but I found season 1 and 2 of Rockford Files. Dude, this show is the jam. Magnum P.I. is my favorite detective, but Jim Rockford, man, he's a close second. So,
and then you're able to. Do they have Bluetooth or something? You're able to stream them onto your TV or onto your smartphone. How does that work?
These are just DVDs. They don't do shit. They just play.
DVDs,
yeah.
Like the digital video device.
Yes, device or disc or whatever.
And then there's just some sort of wireless way of, or do you plug them in? I don't. Anyway, yeah, you could teach me later how that works, but.
That's a whole other episode.
Maybe I'll go watch Physical Media Rules with Garage Geek and Jeff's Cave of Cool Books, and they'll teach me how that works.
You might, if you're not too careful, you might learn a thing or two. I picked up this Give Yourself Goosebumps for Brian from Bad Taste because it's another one of those choose your own adventure style. And I just sent him a picture, and he sent back like, want it. So I'm like, okay, so I'll put that up there with the other one I'm going to send him soon.
I apparently wrote some Goosebumps fan fiction recently, so maybe Brian would like that if I clean it up a little bit.
No, not with him. This is the guy who got seduced by the Tijuana Bible salesman. And I grabbed this one strictly because the cover is like, what?
Little Angie.
Little Angie. It's apparently like a romance, but they couched it as smut because you got this like, you know, there's a lot of Vaseline on the lens of this camera, but I had to have this. There's no way I was gonna leave this for some chain smoking grandma to find, so I grabbed it. Another TV show tie-in that I found was the Vampire Affair from The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which this is book 6, I guess, in the series.
I can't find that in my Richard Matheson collection.
Yeah,
The Vampire Affair. It says there's no such thing as vampires in this one.
that's a great story, by the way. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. What happened a long time ago was I found a copy of Dark Shadows at Goodwill, and I put it back because I'm not a Dark Shadows fan. This was before we started the channel, and I'm like, why did I do that? You know, I know plenty of people that would like this stuff, and now thanks to BookTube, I know plenty of people who would like this stuff. So I grab it, and that's where this is going to get sent out to various people.
Just the one copy.
Just the one copy. You got to share it. And I have one last little pile here, and then I'm done. But I found this, The Day of Figlet by Benjamin Hoff, which will go nicely with my Tao of Pooh.
Nice.
I found this one at my favorite Goodwill to find books. And because for some reason I can't pass up Nick Carter books when I find them at Goodwill, even though I'm not a fan, I do love their covers, and I've never read a Nick Carter book in my life. I know his series is as old as the Hills, and he's gone through modifications over the years. But yeah, that's pure 80s right there. It's wonderful. But this is Nick Carter, Master Assassin, number 219, Killmaster.
Is that who's the model for the cover?
It's not Nick's new bestie. I'm not sure who, but he's the other guy that's like was really popular back then.
Nice.
Because I see his face on a lot of stuff too. I just grabbed this for fun. Ed McBain's The Heckler. I'm not Ed McBain fan, but you know, it's small. When I get in the mood to read a police procedure, which also isn't my jam, but I know people do like these, so I grabbed it because I have this weird thing about books that I see on a shelf that I know don't belong there because, like, they need to come home, and these kind of books need to come home. They don't need to just be sitting at Goodwill waiting for a scab to come along and buy
that book. The
a
Heckler
scalper
famously starts out as somebody going, "You suck. You suck at solving crimes." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't come to your job until you had to flip hamburgers."
Maybe it's the two guys from the Muppet Show. You know?
Look at him trying to solve crimes. Where's his magnifying glass? Where's that fingerprint dusting kit? You don't know anything.
Right. Now, I often say that I'm not a science fiction fan, and I'm really not, but there is one author in particular. There's one author in particular that whenever I find his stuff, I grab it. And as you well know, but H.B. and Piper's Paratime, this is a collection of short stories. He has kind of like a time-traveling police type series that he did you know, he did short stories that were put in magazines and stuff, but this is a collection of them. I love H.B. and Piper. One of the most underrated science fiction authors ever. Author of Little Fuzzy, which is one of my absolute favorite sci-fi books. Speaking of sci-fi, lastly, I found Gordon R. Dixon's what is this? The Stranger. Not the Billy Joel song, but apparently a sci-fi novel. I started to read this the other day, and it wasn't too bad. I don't remember ever reading any Dixon in the past, but what the hell? I'll give it a whirl.
Also not The Stranger by Camus.
I'll take your word for it.
Dixon, eh?
Oh, all right. Well, that's all I got.
That's a good haul, my friend. You should either get a smaller shopping basket, or we should do book hauls more frequently.
Yes.
But it was worth
Speaking of
every
that,
moment.
Speaking of doing book hauls more frequently, we may be doing one in the near future because there's a good chance you and I will be
Oh, that's right.
in the same space at the same time, defying
right.
the laws of physics. And
Time for another vlog, y'all. Only this time in my my recent neck of the woods.
Yes, and hopefully we can make Jeff happy because we're hoping to hit a half price books and see what we can find.
Whoever knows this area, recommend some used bookstores, because the half price books is one. It's Red. I mentioned Red Dog Books, and whoever it was said that they were recently there in the comments. And it's a shame that they closed, because we could have gone there. But somebody must know. It's a big town. There's over 1 million people that live around here.
All right. Well, before we get any more trouble, we should probably call it a show. I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
And the next time you're looking for something to read,
check your shelf. Tell us where the good used bookstores are, and we'll do a vlog.
I'm going to do an internet search before I come down there, just so you know.
The internet.
I'm not coming unprepared.
How could I forget about the internet? We could use that. That's a good resource for looking things up. Well, I was going to look at the yellow pages.
I would have said a Google search, but Google's trash anymore. So
it's true. That's AI search. I could ask my AI companion. It would say, "You are very intelligent for asking that question. I love that you love books, and I want to help you. There's a bookstore called Red Dog Books. No, it closed down. Thank you for that correction. Thank you for correcting me. You're right to correct me."
Yes, nothing like getting fluffed by your AI.